back to Hasbro's Hide. Again, working with our Eley Ultra Extreme Long Range ammunition. Very limited amount of this that I have. I have 4 boxes left at the beginning of this session, so we'll see what we have left when we're done. But we're going to try to shoot it again in our custom CZ457. Now, if you haven't seen this before, this is a KRG Bravo chassis, a Lilja 23-inch match barrel, of course our CZ action, Area 4119 bolt knob, and a Timney trigger set at 4.8 ounces. It's sporting arc and optics, EPL 4, 6-24 by 50, and that's been a really good scope for me on this. So we're going to take it to the range and see what we can do now, but today we're going to shoot at 100 yards and 200 yards and see a little bit more about the long range. If it performs well there, then maybe we'll keep going to 300 and 400 yards later on, but probably we'll end up moving to other rifle platforms and see if it does any better. Because the first round, if you see, we'll go back to the first video on this, the results are just okay out of this gun, and this gun shoots. It shoots really well, and especially with other ammo, and like Eley 10X was just a killer in it. But Ultra did not perform to the same level, certainly not for the price you pay. So we'll see what the long range part of it's about. Now we're going to 100 and out to 200, weather permitting. It's going to rain, it's going to pour, and so I'm going to try to get there really quick. I'll make this part really short because I'll have a narrow window to get there and do some shooting, and then I won't be able to shoot probably for the next week and a half or so with this rifle. So we'll see how it goes. The one thing I have done though, and I mentioned this in the last video, is that I totally stripped it. It took forever. There was a reasonable carbon ring just ahead of, at the front of the chamber there, just behind the rifling. And so it took a long time to get that out. And in fact, I did 2 different solvents, and then I did, nylon brushes. I finally had to use a bronze brush to get the rest of it out of there. But it's all perfectly clean, and so everything is out of the bore. Normally, I just clean the chamber, right, and leave the fouling in the bore, because honestly, you spend time and money fouling these bores to get them to shoot better. But with this unique lubricant that's on this thing, well, we're going to test it. We're going to totally clean it and see what happens. So anyway, let's go hit the range, because it's going to pour, and to see what we can get in. All right, we've got 30 plus fouling rounds set through a totally stripped barrel. And now we're going to start shooting our first groups at 100 yards and see how we do. I think we're grouping a little low. That's the mark if it does it again. And drop there a little bit. All right, so now move to the next one here. All right, so that's a full box, including Fowler. So I'll measure those last 2 groups up and see how they do. It's okay. I don't think it's still quite justifying the cost. Left target in the middle to see where we hit. What's that?
Cold range?
Yeah, let me run these out because I gotta go pull those. It's raining.
Not ideal weather, is it?
No.
So.
The fastest 200-yard string ever, I think. All right. Well, welcome back in from the range, and just like I thought, I got poured on. And with the camera equipment downrange, I put cameras, and you will have seen that by now, but at 100 and 200 yards to capture what I can, but they were not in waterproof casing, so I couldn't wait very long on the rain, and it really came down. So I shot the 200-yard target. I only shot one of them at 200 yards, but it was enough to tell me stop wasting my money. And I'll show you why. So what I had done was it started off by shooting about 30 fouling rounds, and then I shot a couple targets for groups, and then I shot 200 yards, a couple targets for groups at 100 yards, and then I shot 200 yards. But none of them were honestly any good. And with 30 fouling rounds, even with a clean bore, that's good in any ammunition that I shoot, including Eley 10X, Midas Plus, Center X, SK long range, SK standard, SK rifle. You just keep going on. I've shot them all in this gun. And they don't have to take that many rounds to foul in to start shooting reasonable groups. Now, you might see like, you know, an occasional one move out a half an inch where you know you're not 100% fouled in, but you don't see wild flyers in big groups typically. So let me show you the target that I'm talking about here at 100 yards. We'll start with that one and show you what I mean. So a lot of the first fouling rounds were not done on target. I just sent them off and you know, onto another page and saved that. But here's where I started shooting some onto the paper. And I wrote these stats on here, and I'll show you these stats here in a minute. But on the first 31 rounds is what this number represents. I had a standard deviation of 10.3, an average of 1095, and extreme spread of 57. So yeah, it's not match grade ammo. And sort of looking at this box, by the way, it actually doesn't say match. Okay, you think they might, but they don't. They don't claim match, so maybe that's one clue. I don't know. But then I shot two things for groups and then went to 200 yards. And at this point, it was getting ready to rain. There was still no wind, which is great. And so I don't have to blame wind on any of this stuff. But look what happened. So if I take this group, that's a 1.905 inch group. I didn't bother to convert to MOA because it's just depressing. But it might be a 1.7 MOA or something a little bit more than that. And if I took this group, okay, I start to think, okay, it's starting to look better. 0.79 inch, yeah, that was great, except these came from that, and you can't, you know, I'd like to think you could reduce that, but those were still flyers. So then the next group I shot was here, and the total of these was 19 rounds, okay? And I got an average of 1097 feet per second, so it sped up just a little bit from the previous 31. And then a 12.7 standard deviation, so it actually got worse, and an extreme spread of 61.4. So yeah, not very encouraging at 50 yards, but at this point it was just starting to sprinkle, and I had looked at the radar knowing, hey, it's really about to hit. So I went straight to 200 yards, and I got one target in. Now while I shot it reasonably fast, I don't think that's the issue. Because I was doing my job, not trying to rush to where I thought I'd lose accuracy, but still trying to get it. And it was starting to sprinkle a little bit, but again, no wind at this point. And this is what I got. At 200 yards, a 5.9 inch group, a 1100 feet per second average. And so that's up again. It just creeps up just a little bit more. A 7.9 standard deviation, so hey, it looks better, and a 24.8 extreme spread. So these are not terrible numbers, but look at the result. I mean, that is terrible. And I'm trying to be as kind as I can and be as optimistic as I can about this new line of ammo. But I'm telling you, it's like CZ and the Little Barrel is not happy with it. And it's just, that Little Barrel will shoot most ammunition really well. Some exception, some ammo crazy good, some okay, but it doesn't shoot anything really bad until now, until we have the Eley Ultra Extreme Long Range, and that is really bad. And so, yeah, I didn't, the rain was settled in for the next 4 hours, so I just really couldn't wait anymore. But I think based on this target, I'm done with this ammo in the CZ. Maybe when they get some more in, I'll try a different lot, and see. Maybe the first lot that came through is just really not okay. I don't know. But, yeah, not so good. So anyway, that's it for the CZ in this ammo. I'll take out the custom Ruger 1022. I've got a couple of them, actually. One is the one that shoots .109 inch groups with Eley, a semi-automatic bench rest precision. I just shot amazing with that ammo. And then we'll also shoot the Feddersen barreled 1022, which, again, the Feddersen barrel is a very good barrel. Both have really good triggers in it. You got a BX trigger that's got a lot of miles on it in the Feddersen barrel gun, and it's really smooth. It breaks about 1 pound, 8 ounces. So that's a really good BX trigger. And then the Ruger 1022 has a Kid 2-stage 8 ounce, which is a phenomenal trigger. It's not just good, it's amazing. And that's probably one of the reasons that gun shoots so well. But anyway, we'll do that. I just thought you might like to see these results, not to spend too much time on some bad results here. But they're real. This was not me screwing up. I was holding really well, had it very secure, and that's the result. Just, it is what it is. So anyway, I hope you like this. Look for more. We'll finish up the rest of this ammo with 2 other rifles. If either one of them shoot, we'll go out farther than 200 yards. But I only have, let's see, I got 140 rounds of this ammo left now. And it's out of stock again. So unless it starts to shoot, I don't know that I'll get more. We'll see. I'd like to think it'll get better, because it's a good concept, but so far it doesn't work in a little barrel. So hope you like this. If you do, give me a like and subscribe, and we'll catch you later.